Hello everyone. I've been seeing a lot of people have some questions about lease purchase at billor. I've been seeing a lot of comments on some other creators' videos. They've been trying to answer some of the stuff to the best of their ability. Communication here is not the greatest, I will say that. That's probably the first downside that I'll go into. Dispatch is kind of hard to get a hold of. In general, just about anybody is hard to get a hold of. Other than that, can you make money here? As far as I can tell, for my first week, yes, you can make money here. No, you cannot just sit around and do nothing, but you got to get out here and work. I will go over kind of my first settlement sheet for my first week, and everything like that. They have like a tier program as well. So if you have you can get they give you extra benefits for your for their tier program. So you can do they got tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and then each tier has benefits. Tier 1 has a bunch of stuff, and I'll show it here in a minute. But tier 1 driver, if you drive more than 600 miles per day, you make a minimum of 6.5K in revenue. Accept any destination with no restrictions, never rejects loads, always available to drive, delivers on time, delays only in serious cases. Long hauls, drives coast to coast, long trips between states. You get $150 for each week you're in tier 1. Your deposits are on Thursdays, and then you get your fintech access. The deposits on Thursdays, I don't think that's actually a benefit. I'm not entirely sure because I haven't really gotten into any of this, but I don't think the deposit on Thursdays is an actual thing because their pay period runs from Friday to Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and anything you pick up in between that you get paid for. So I don't know, maybe if you're in tier 1, they go ahead and pay you for it. If it's booked, they just go ahead and pay you for it on Thursday, even if you're picking it up on Thursday night or something. I don't know. They'll go ahead and pay you for it or not. Not really sure how they go about doing that. Really, and if for people that are picking up on Thursday, they'd have to just go ahead and pay you for it, as far as I know. And then the tier 2 driver is 500 miles to 600 miles per day. Some restrictions, but accepts if needed to avoid losing revenue. Slightly selective, but flexible if profitable. Few delays, accepts long hauls. And then that one, you don't get the $150, but you do get limited fintech access, and you get deposits on Thursday. Tier 3 is less than 500 miles per day, fully restricted, totally selective, frequent delays without justification, does not accept only local loads. Deposits on Fridays, no fintech access. If 2 weeks in a row at tier 3. So, as far as I can tell, you don't want to be your tier 3 driver. You're not going to make no money. None of that. Now, your tier 2, limited fintech access. So fintech is if you have a repair on the truck, or you need to buy something or do anything, it's going to be limited. In other words, if you have a repair on the truck, it's not going to be guaranteed that they will pay for it, as far as I know. So you'd just be limited to what you can buy and cannot buy. Now, I don't know if you have a major repair, and I know in the first 30 days they pay for all the repairs. It's not 35, it's not 40 days or anything like that. It's the first 30 days. Also, I've been seeing some people about the $1,000 guarantee. You get $1,000 guarantee pay for the first 4 weeks only. Anything after that, it is not guaranteed pay no more. They do. I mean, it's flatbed, of course. They're gonna give you, all brand new chain straps, all that stuff, everything pretty much you need to start. You'll get other stuff as you go. they do charge you $60 a week or something like that for all of that stuff. It's about $2,000 worth of equipment or something. But they do charge you that. I'm not sure. When. They haven't charged me for it yet. So I don't know when they'll start charging me for that, but I do know that that is a thing that they do start charging for. Other than that, I can go into my first load for my first week here at Billor, and it really hasn't even been a full week. I didn't get this load picked up until, what was this? Tuesday last week, but it was like super late by the time I got loaded, and it was little over 2,000 miles, and with the product that I was hauling, it likes to move, or it likes to shift a lot, so we had to kind of take it a little bit slow getting up here, but we got up here and got it delivered today. And then I have a load that picks up tomorrow going to New York, which is, I'm actually kind of excited for that load because that load pays really well. But for this load, it wasn't the greatest load. We were just kind of in an area that just didn't have a lot of good freight. So we just grabbed something that we could, and it paid okay. So for the week, it was, my gross revenue was $43.13. My total cost, so my fuel, my fixed costs, all that stuff was $26.53, and then my overdue installments, I didn't have any, and then my net take home pay without taxes is $1,660.70. This load picked up in Decatur, Texas, and went up here to Paola, Washington. It was 2,000 miles, and it paid $4,300. So you can kind of see here kind of what the breakdown. So you kind of have your fuel, your cash back for your fuel charges for $13, and then my deductions for the week was $25.76. So then you get your logbook, $38.57, truck leasing $642.86. They did not charge me the full price for that, and I think that's just because I started so late in the week. And then you have your occupational insurance, and that's not full price either. Tag plate $39, $645 is what they charge for the load. They're 15%. The trailer rental, they didn't charge full price for that either. That was $257.14, $462.86 for insurance, and then your fuel charge was $455.42, which I believe that they messed that up. But anyway, I think they're supposed to have another fuel charge on there. Not sure why it's not there. Maybe they were just trying to get me to make some money. I don't know. But that means that I'm a little bit further behind this week than I thought. But that's okay, because we will make it up. This is kind of the breakdown of everything, the way everything looks. And then this is like their tier program that I was just talking about. Here's their tiers, kind of what you get, everything like that, what they expect. These, it is flatbed. I know a lot of people haven't done flatbed. If you have done flatbed, it's a pretty good gig. If you haven't done flatbed before, it's really just common sense. They will hire you. They do have like a little training deal that they'll just kind of show you how they expect to have things strapped and stuff. It's not really like going out with a trainer and doing anything like that. It's just they have like a trailer set up and they do things. And then this is kind of like for next week. There's nobody, I don't think, except for new drivers, are going to have a tablet like this. They are starting this. This is brand new. This eventually will be everybody's ELD company-wide. Right now they're just collecting data, so pretty much all this does is just track loads and GPS, and that's pretty much it. They will be doing, I believe, their own whole ELD and everything, and then everybody will be getting rid of Motive, which is the ELD service we use. And then we'll be on these exclusively. But for now, I think I'm like one of the very few to have one in the truck. It actually just started working today with the settlements and everything. So this is kind of like my fixed costs every week is $15.82. The reason why this is negative $15.82 is because I don't have any freight or anything coming in yet. But this is kind of your fixed cost, and this is everything charged at full price. So last week nothing got charged at full price because it was my first week, but now everything is being charged at full price. Insurance is $440 for that, $300 trailer rental, $45 logbook. Truck leasing is $750, $46 for tag plate, and then your total is $15.82 in fixed costs. Then this is kind of how it shows everything. It shows you your Raycon, what you did, how many miles, pickup, delivery, all that stuff. 10-inch IPS DR11X by 40. That's what I hauled. It was just like some plastic PVC pipe. And then this is like where you would go and start work, and then it would bring up your GPS and everything. But for now, I don't have anything else to really show because it doesn't really work unless you have a load on you, which I don't until tomorrow. I will have a load booked on me, going to New York, paying the gross on that is about $6,400 or $6,500. I can't remember. I think he was going to try and get more out of them too, which I don't know if he will, but it's like $6,500, 2,800 miles from Oregon to New York. So I'll keep y'all posted. I'll be just probably doing weekly updates on here, kind of on my journey at billor and as a lease purchase. So far so good. I mean, yeah, there's some things that you could nitpick about, but every company's gonna have things that you're gonna nitpick about. I'm gonna be honest, there isn't really too many trucking companies out there that are gonna have great communication. I'm gonna be completely honest. Now here, I will say you can't just pick up the phone and call somebody. That is kind of annoying, but my dispatcher has been pretty good. I've heard some horror stories about some dispatchers, but I also think that that's some people that haven't been out here very long, or they've been out here a while, but they've been company driver their whole time, and they just don't know, like, hey, I need to let my dispatcher know, hey, I'm going to be delivering here at this time. I need a load booked and ready to go for this time, this date, or whatever. Or just, hey, I'm delivering at this time and this date. And then ask them if they could start looking for a load. Don't do it the day of or the day that you're delivering. Let them know, let them know a day in advance or something. You gotta plan with your dispatch. Your dispatch, if you're just now getting unloaded and you're texting your dispatch same day, hey, I'm getting unloaded, well, of course you're probably gonna sit, because now he's got to go find a load that's gonna pay you money, and then you're gonna be mad, and you're gonna be that guy on social media that's posting things on there saying that it's a terrible company, you can't make no money and things like that. You just gotta kind of run it as a business, not as a company. Company truck, you're not going to be able to do the same things. You really got to trip plan and make sure that you're doing things and looking at fuel prices and all that stuff too. And I will say, up here in Washington and stuff, don't fill your truck all the way up. If you can avoid filling up out here at all, I would just avoid it in general, because the gas prices out here are outrageous. So, but other than that, this channel will just be me and my journey at billor, lease purchase, week to week. Maybe I'll have some videos of some freight or loading some stuff or something in the future, but for now this is kind of what I'm going to be doing every week, just kind of a weekly breakdown of how the week went, kind of what we hauled. If anything changes within the company, I'll try to update on that, but there's so many things changing right now because they're growing at such a fast rate, so things are just changing all over the place, and they're kind of a newer company. So but other than that, I think that's everything that I just kind of wanted to come on here and talk about. And if there's any questions or anything, you can leave them in the comments, and I will answer them to the best of my ability.